The Bang and Olufsen H9i's are a pair of beautifully designed premium headphones that work pretty well. But they also have a little brother, the Bang and Olufsen H8i on-ear headphones. These two headphones have a lot in common, but they also have some major differences. So let's see what the $100 price difference between these two headphones gets you. For this review, I'm going to be focusing exclusively on the Bang & Olufsen H8i headphones. If you want to learn more about the H9i's, then click on the I icon above. The Bang & Olufsen H8i come in two colorways. You can get them in a two-tone colorway like I have them here, or you can get them in an all-black colorway like the H9i's. And personally, I prefer the all-black colorway over the natural colorway. The Bang & Olufsen H8i headphones retails for $399. That's the same as the Bowers & Wilkins PX, which are over-ear headphones, $100 less than the H9i's, and $50 more than the Sony 1000XM2, which are the top dog right now when it comes to noise cancellation technology. If you want to pick these headphones up, I'll have links in the description below, and if you use the links, it really helps out the channel. Alright, if you watched my B&O H9i video, then you're going to have a little bit of deja vu here. The H8i's come with a USB-C to USB-A cable for charging because it has a USB-C port, and it also comes with a 3.5mm audio cable for wired listening. And yes, they can be used passively, and they also come with an airplane adapter. And the H8i's also come with the same fleece carrying pouch that comes included with the H9i's. And like I said before, even though this pouch does feel like it's good quality, when I'm paying $400 or $500 for a pair of headphones, I'm kind of expecting a hard shell carrying case. Okay, now let's get to the headphones. Just like the H9i's, the H8i's have cowhide leather on its headband, which looks very nice, and it also has lambskin leather on its earpads. And the leather on the earpads on both the H8i and H9i feels much more luxurious than the synthetic leather you would find on, say, the Sony 1000XM2. And just like the padding on the H9i's, the padding on the H8i's don't overheat too much after extended listening sessions. And just like the H9i's, the H8i's also has a brushed aluminum frame and fabric and padding underneath the headband. But surprisingly, the H8i's have more padding underneath its headband than the H9i's. And personally, I wouldn't mind a little more padding under the headband of the H9i's. Regarding comfort, well, keep in mind, these are on-ear headphones, and as on-ear headphones go, these feel pretty good. They have a little bit more clamping force than the H9i, but they do a very good job of not shifting around when you're walking. The range of motion on these ear cups is pretty good, so they'll be able to conform to most head shapes. So they don't apply any unnecessary pressure, unlike the Beats Solo 3, whose ear cups have very little range of motion and do apply pressure on your jaw. These headphones weigh in at 215 grams, and even though they are fairly comfortable, I do have a bias towards over-ear headphones. If you're a guy with a smaller head or a lady, these should fit you just fine, but if you're a guy with a bigger head like me, then over-ear is the way to go. As mentioned before, just like the H9i's, the H8i also has a USB-C port for charging and a 3.5mm audio jack for wired listening. But the first big major difference between the H9i and H8i are the controls. The H9i's have a touchpad on the right ear cup to control your music playback and other settings, and for the most part it works very well. But the H8i has a switch on his left ear cup which powers on the device and toggles both noise cancellation and transparency mode on and off, and I'll demonstrate those in a minute. And on the right ear cup you have your traditional volume up and volume down buttons and a multi-purpose button. Now these buttons have a good amount of tactile feedback, but since I touch these buttons on a regular basis, I wish they were made out of metal, not plastic, because remember, these are $400 headphones. The H8i are also using Bluetooth 4.2. And as a side note, why don't more headphones have Bluetooth 5.0? I mean, just comment down below if you know. Anyways, the H8i have a range of 40 feet and very little latency. Watching videos on these headphones is okay, but there is a little bit of latency which might bother some people, like myself. But these headphones can be connected to two devices at the same time, so switching from your phone to your computer on a regular basis like I do is much easier. Just like the H9i, the H8i also has proximity sensors built in, and it works pretty well. When you take your headphones off, they'll automatically pause your music, and when you put it back on, they'll start playing your music again. Although this feature works pretty well, I typically keep it off because I just don't want my headphones to start playing music at max volume every time I put them on. Now, battery life is the main thing the H8i has over the H9i. With ANC and Bluetooth turned on, the H9i typically averages 20 hours of playback time with the volume set at 50%. Under the same conditions, the H8i lasted up to 32 hours of playback time. And with ANC turned off, these little guys lasted 47 hours. That's a huge difference given that the Bang & Olufsen H9i struggles with battery life. The H8i is rocking a 1110 mAh battery, while the H9i is rocking a 770 mAh battery. But the battery on the H9i is removable, so if you get to a point where your battery just won't hold the charge anymore, you can just replace it with the battery. But on the H9i, you don't have that option. Now, personally, I find it weird that the H8i has a much larger battery than the H9i. Sound quality on the H8i is very good though, but these do have a flat sound signature just like the H9i, so you're not going to get a lot of thump in the bass. But the lows do resonate quite a bit, which is what I look for in premium headphones. Both the H9i and H8i both have 40mm diameter drivers, and for the most part, I really can't tell a difference when it comes to sound quality. Instrument separation, soundstage, the lows and highs all perform nearly identical on both headphones. They perform very well in the lows, but they do struggle a bit to put an emphasis on the vocals or treble no matter how much I play around with their app. What really does change the sound quality between these two headphones is the padding. With the H9i's, you have a better seal and your ears have more room, so you get a better and more relaxed listening experience. With the H8i, since they are on-ear headphones, if the padding isn't perfectly sitting on your ears, the sound quality can drastically change. When it comes to noise cancellation on the H8i, surprisingly, it has less cabin pressure than the H9i's, which is weird because I was expecting them both to have the same amount of cabin pressure. But the noise cancellation on the H8i is not as good as the noise cancellation on the H9i. Obviously, since these are on-ear headphones, they are in a disadvantage because they don't create as much of a seal as the H9i's and they don't have as much passive noise isolation. The ANC technology on these headphones does almost as good of a job of blocking out road noise like the H9i, but it doesn't do nearly as well when it comes to blocking out voices. If noise cancellation is very important to you, then you have better options out there at a lower price, namely the Sony 1000 XM2. The H8i's also features transparency mode. And I love it when headphones have this type of feature. It allows you to talk to people without having to take your headphones off. When you press down on the left switch, the headphones will pause your music and pump in all of the ambient sounds so you can hear what's going on around you. And then when you press down on the switch again, the headphones will go back to normal and start playing your music again.
Keep looking at me, I feel universe, just not in the way we're used to, with, time is a thing that
The H8i's app is also very similar to the H9i's app, and all you can really do is control your music playback, adjust the volume, and play around with the H8i's EQ settings. Like I mentioned before, the app is very nice, but I wish it gave you more control over the headphones, most noticeably the EQ settings. I like how the H8i and H9i sound when I have them set to excited, but I wish I could also make the lows resonate a bit more. Like I mentioned in my H9i review, I also wish you could control how much noise cancellation these headphones have. Recently, B&O added a new toggle to turn ANC on or off on the H9i from the app, but I still can't specify how much ANC I want, and for some strange reason, the H8i didn't get this button. Again, B&O's app is pretty, but I wish it was more useful. And here's the microphone test for the Bang & Olufsen H8i on-ear headphones. And it sounds as good as the microphone on the H9i headphones. There might be a little bit of static here and there, but other than that, it's passable. But this audio clip is being recorded by the microphone on the Bang & Olufsen H8i on-ear headphones, so you can be the judge of that. So, Bang & Olufsen's new H8i and H9i headphones are very good. They're very elegant, they are very comfortable, and they sound great. The noise cancellation on the H9i is better than the noise cancellation on the H8i, but the H8i completely outclasses the H9i regarding battery life. But still, $400 for a pair of on-ear headphones is a hard sell, unless you're a guy with a small head or a woman and you really like the design. And I mean, really like the design, then you can justify getting these headphones. But in almost every other case, I would say just spend the extra $100 and get the H9i. Sure, you're going to take a huge hit in the battery life department, but I think comfort is almost as important as sound quality when it comes to headphones. The H9i are so comfortable, they basically melt around your head, whereas the H8i, you never forget they're there. But if you strictly have a $400 budget for headphones, then I suggest you just get the Bowers & Wilkins PX, contingent on you not having a big head. If your snapback looks like it's holding on for dear life, then the Bowers & Wilkins PX ain't for you. Just be safe, get the 1000 XM2, and go get some Chick-fil-A with the change. Hey, if you enjoyed the video, please like and subscribe. It helps out more than you realize. For more product reviews and deal alerts, check out jimcaddy.net. If you want to support the channel, pick up a shirt, and I'll catch you next time.